Well, court is in session. Trump is sitting there with his, really not a happy face, and then he's got duck clips next to him. How can she think that's pretty? She's got him so puffed up that really they're loud duck lips. Okay, yeah. I want to be pretty, not smart. Well, you're not pretty and you're not smart, okay? So, yeah, no. But yeah, he's sitting there, looking miserable. And he should be miserable. And he's just glaring. You can just feel that energy. He is absolutely glaring, angry, just beside himself. Yeah. He can hardly contain himself. Now, Letitia, on the other hand, is back there looking pretty confident. Okay. She's back there looking quite confident in herself, in what's going on there. That energy is quite confident, whereas his is trepidation, fear mode, anger more than anything, and kind of like, how can they do this to me, and you don't know who I am, and that type of a thing. I'm so self-important, Now his lawyer on the other side, Chris Keiss, he's kind of looking like, I'm out here, I'm going to do the best thing that I can do. I think he's pretty proud of himself that he's sitting there next to 45. It's the feeling I get from him. And thinks he's got some relevant things to say. Okay, he's feeling like, he's got his relevance going on. People kind of, the overall feel in the back of the court, just looking at their energy, I think they're just more interested in what's going to happen with it. They're, just kind of trying to watch what's going to come down with this. But yeah, I have to say, Trump is looking pretty miserable there and angry. He's giving his best Angry Bird look, okay, trying to knit his brows and I'm sure that the judge is not impressed with his anger and his steaming in there. Yeah, just steaming. If it reminds me of the things where they got the steam coming out the ears in the cartoons. And he's just got his hands clasped together because, and trying to give his best steely look. I don't know whether he thinks that's but you can feel underneath of it the fear. It's just a lot of fear mixed with anger. Fear mixed with anger. And this incredulous, how can you do this to me? But he knows he's on the precipice of losing everything in New York. Yeah. Yeah. So he's, he's going to still, I think they're going to still try to make the bid for him to talk and say how unfair it is that he can't. And nobody else would get to do that. Okay, nobody else would get to stand up and make, a big speech at their trial. So anyway, we'll see what happens with this. But that's my take. as they begin this trial, the finishing up the last part of it that he's going to hear today. Okay, so on that note, I'll leave that here, and we'll see you online.